Today's thought of the day is when we inwardly develop, in and out become the same. In this way, purity begins to reign all over. Thus, we help nature also. This is from Showers of Divine Grace. Tasteless Taste of Mergence. Message at Ahmedabad on 30th April 1979 on the eve of his 80th birthday celebration. Okay, last birthday celebration. Brothers and sisters, we are here again to take stock of our work on the path of the Master Almighty for the benefit of his children of all ages and ages. I eagerly wish that all my sisters and brothers in the world may taste the tasteless taste of mergence. Then you can understand the efficacy of the system in a better way. Life is not life we are living. There is something beyond and beyond. I hope all of us will see the better days if we are devoted to Him and Him alone. We should not dwell in thought that God does not exist. It is the place where we should stay, and that is the main goal of life. All of us are proceeding towards divinity or the goal of life, some consciously, some unconsciously. They who proceed consciously are as if swimming in calm waters. Those who are proceeding unconsciously are beating their hands and feet in the sand of the desert. Master, of course, is the medium between the two, and he tries to create relationship of the Abhyasi with God. When that is done, a part of his duty is over. People ask the meaning of life. Life is meaningless in some persons' minds, and this is a suicidal idea. Life has its meaning because there comes a force with it, and that reminds us of something which should be very precious to those who want to keep it within them. Accepting and turning towards the spiritual life is the beginning of life, and the highest state of it is life in life, which lies hidden in life itself. We should start for that life which is to be entered into. All our abhyas leads us to that life. Take a pause here. Anything to add, sir?
The point here is that he says the life starts only when you turn towards the spiritual life. Till that, it is a meaningless life. It is not life at all. There is a poem in Telugu which says that the hands are those which worship the Hari are the real hands. The eyes are those which see the image of the divine in the temple are the real eyes. The one which does the Tirtha Yatra are the real legs. So like that, the poem goes like that. That means only when you use your faculties for seeing the God and realizing Him, then only it has meaning. The faculties have a meaning, and that is the purpose of life itself. Why we take a birth is to reach the God. That is the only purpose in life. All other things which we do are only for survival. Kuti Vidyalu Kuti Korake. There is a saying in Telugu, Kuti Vidyalu Kuti Korake. That means every occupation is only to fill your stomach, nothing else. The sweeper or the professor or the scientist, whoever does it, they do it to the job only to fill their stomach. But the real purpose of life is only to reach the God. That's what Master means when he says spiritual life is the beginning of life.
Yes,
Any
sir.
more thing?
Somewhere else he also says, right? People are in the sleeping condition, right? So refers
Yeah,
to, and
sleeping
then
condition. Only when they turn towards the God, they wake up. Yeah.
This is Pranahuti awakens to this spiritual life.
Right. Vijay, anything to comment?
Just in the beginning, there is one word, climb, that read the first paragraph.
His children of all ages and climes.
Yeah, so there I don't know how many of you know the meaning of climb, but this first sentence is very important. Like this came during Basant celebration, Basant or Babuji celebration. This particular message. So our sadhana is meant for his children of all ages and climes. So I think we should ponder on that, like the implication of what our practice is. It's not for our personal benefit alone, but it is for the benefit of humanity. But the word climb, I think it means all ages and on climes. Climes is related to climate, which is related to geographies. So all geographies, which means the entire world. So that this was there's a lot of loaded intent there.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know the meaning of the climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
He also mentions of all ages and climes.
Right.
Ages could mean like physical age, but also it also could mean beyond the current age,
Times, current
right?
times.
Like it's started with ice age, and this is certain age, and then there are ages beyond. So extremely overloaded sentence. Like our practice has an implication beyond our times and for everyone. And on that, we have to take stock of our work. That's what he says. Fairly monumental appeal there.
In effect, is putting pressure on the stress on the universal brotherhood.
Yeah, universal brotherhood, and not just for the present times, but future times also.
Future, yeah, past and future also probably.
Okay. Shall we go ahead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Transmission gives a new life to the sleeping condition of a man and prepares for the highest approach reserved for human beings. Not only that, it transforms the whole being, shattering all the obstacles in the way of progress. The true meaning of realization is death of death or end of end. If a man is absorbed in this condition, it means the way is clear now. The time has changed to such a great extent that so many persons in India do not know what transmission is. It is my master alone who gave light to the original source which has nearly dried. His message to mankind may aptly be pronounced as, O bounded ones, now start to look for becoming free. असीरो करो अब रिहाई की बात है. Everybody likes freedom, but a few take care to acquire freedom from freedom. This higher stage is the result of total submission to Master Supreme. It is all-absorbing attachment, bondage to reality alone, which liberates one from every other bondage. Liberation can make one free from all the earthly bondages. When a person wants his evolution, nature helps him. Doctor gives bitter pills to the patient even when he loves the patient dearly. God wants to see his creation quite befitting, pious and clean. So it is the law of nature that he does everything necessary to open the door of evolution. A bad workman quarrels with his tools, is the proverb. What we think bad and troublesome becomes the way of freedom. My master, in great agony due to abscess of liver, said on seeing tears in the eyes of his disciple that though he could cure his disease in no time, he did not want to meddle with God's ways. Really, we are living in the world which has been spoiled by us, and it can be called a prison. We imbibe the vicious thoughts, and its effect is there in this world. But in spite of the fact that we are in prison, we should be free from this idea. The accused are in jail, and the officials of the government are also in jail. The former think that they are in prison, but the latter do not feel that they are imprisoned. If sufferings are there, nectar is also there. Pangs and troubles created by indisciplined mind can be relieved only by making the mind well disciplined. And that is possible when you adhere to the principles of Sahajmar. If somehow the members of the family are spiritualized, environment of the house is changed. Inner peace is more important than all the riches of the world. When we inwardly develop, in and out become the same. In this way, purity begins to reign all over. Thus, we help nature also. Everywhere I find people poor in spirituality, all of us should try to make up the deficiency. In spite of our labor, the flower is still in the bud. It is not that we are lacking in our efforts, but people are not cooperating as they should. Power we have got, but the welcoming attitude is not there. It will also grow in course of time. When sound of the mission resounds, it falls almost everywhere and produces its effect sooner or later. So our efforts never go in vain. If drops continually fall, river is the result. We should have good heart for all human beings. Then the power will run to them automatically. I think this is the first step of spiritual regeneration. The edifice of spirituality is to be erected on this foundation. When you have a mind to do the work for the good of humanity, you will naturally get it. But our duty is to educate the minds of the people so that they may take the right step. If you do something good to humanity, it is not desire but duty. I have got such a broad heart given by the Master that I want to cover all humanity. The helping hand of my Master is at back. May the Master's blessing descend on earth and Sahajmar, lead one and all from despair and bondage to real peace and freedom. Amen. So here is the assertion from the master that our efforts never go in vain.
Yeah.
And if we should have a good heart for all human beings, then the power will run to them automatically. This is where we should be more and more confident on this.
Yeah, he expresses the hope that it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also makes a point that inner peace is more important than all the riches of the world. So, yeah, elsewhere he mentions that individual peace, if develops, it leads to the peace in the world. That also that means when we become the spiritual and develop the inner peace, the surrounding area also becomes peaceful because of the effect of the uh, meditation which we do. So Master says that each individual should meditate not only for himself but for the uh, world even, world also. What he says.
Any questions? Anything to add?
One more point he says that when you have mind to do the work for the good of humanity, you will naturally get it. So it's without you knowing also, you will get it. Narayan sir used to say that Master will take the work from you even without you realizing it. You are yielding, you are willing. So you may not know that how you are used, but the purpose of the Master will be served. So in a way that leads to our humility as well. It's like Hanuman who knows none of his powers unless it is required, it does not express it. So like that, the power which you derive from the master is utilized only for the good of the world, even without you knowing it.
So on related note, sir also said one time that most abhyasis, when they go to satsang, they sit and meditate with an idea that they're personally growing spiritually.
Right.
But we become instruments of master without knowing,
Exactly.
and our mind gets used for his purpose. That is why satsangs are important. So we meditate not for our own sake, but for his purpose and his mission also. But the latter part is not revealed to us because then our ego will bloat, right? Like, okay, I'm an instrument of master. So as you said, it does not come to our awareness, but we become his instruments. So attending satsangs should also be looked at not from an individual angle. It should be we should also think about the collective effort on how we are strengthening the hands of the master.
When you have a satsang in a particular area, the whole area will get benefited because of the collective effort. Probably that is one of the reasons why Narayan sir wanted to decentralize so that individual centers develop and those areas also will get benefited.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Discourses on the commentary on 10 commandments of the system of Sri Ramchandra's Raj Yoga, Commandment 9. Mold your living so as to rouse a feeling of love and piety in others. The 9th commandment is simple and straightforward. It says that one should live in such a way as to arouse in all or all around a feeling of love of God and pious living. One becomes imitable and an example to others. Secondly, it provokes not love of oneself or for oneself, but to God. For one begins to ask oneself how it is that one lives so nicely as to evoke love for the individual himself because of the love that he has for God. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad states that for love of oneself does one love another. States that not for love of oneself does one love another, nor for the sake of love of another does one love him, but for the love of the Supreme Self or God does one love another. Because he sees God as the source of all life and love. Does he love everything, or rather does he not shrink away from another? This viewpoint of God towards man and all is what is natural, whereas the way to love things in this world for the pleasure they give and so on is unnatural. God shines on all equally insofar as he is the inner force or Anna, spiritual power that sustains all according to their status and evolution. Our aim being to reach the highest, we mold ourselves in the manner of godly living and godliness, which is precisely the experience of love to all. Unless one loves all, one cannot get the return of love. Love leads to real piety because it is the love of God in all and it is selfless. God's nature is similar to that of the sun. His love flows to all in equal measure. One who loves God also begins to love all and draws all towards the divine. The Kenopanishad states the condition of one who loves God. All beings seek him with love. Thus one develops the divine nature when one loves God, when one loves God only, and thus stirs the inward love within each and every one. God's approach to each individual or being is individualized and unique. This is the occult mystery. This is the occult mystery of the unity of the one and the many. The one manifests in the many, and in diverse ways, it links itself up with everyone individually. There is only the unity of the source which relates all to one another. Thus, in the natural path, we link up ourselves with God through love and discover that we love all and that others love us with divine love. Even if in fact anyone seeks to love us differently, it is our duty to make it possible for them to love us through the divine love or love us for the sake of the one supreme. One supreme and ultimate Godhead or reality. It is true that reality has a peculiar fascination for man which is distinct from the fascination for man which the unreal has for him. Our work is to withdraw from the fascination of the many as many and seek love of the one which is the essence of the many. In spiritual life, one has to learn the 3 R's: ridicule, repression, and respect. Even as in ordinary life of education, people say that one must know how to read, write, and do arithmetic. One who loves God is ridiculed at the beginning. If one gets over that state, he finds that others put hindrances of all kinds before him. And if even then he persists and goes indifferent to either ridicule or repression, people begin to be serious and seek to know why anyone should seek God and not the world. A shock thus coming to one leads to reevaluation, and naturally one reaches the state of love of all and gains love of all. Master speaks of the deserts of love only when one reaches the higher states. However, to practice the love of God in one's everyday life is to gain the love of all others who see in him the same essence of being. Nature is indeed working her own natural way, and if one lives in conformity with her, then he also becomes more and more attuned to the ultimate being. The most natural way of living is godly life for man, and this life cannot be in contradiction to any other way of life when it is lived naturally. Man goes beyond the realm of hatred and passion and rejoices in the being of God. A truly godly life is possible only through the love of God, and such a godly life produces in all beings the love and the piety that is central to the very life of the Abhyasi. So it's a different way of love him who loves all, an exposition of that message.
Yeah, interesting point is that you love others because you are loving the God in the other person.
Correct.
Anything else to add?
Just one point, but I think there's somewhere he says Master talks about some deserts or something. There's one. Can you go down? Down. I think. Yeah. Master speaks of the deserts of love only when one reaches the higher state. So maybe I just want to know what does that mean?
So I think here the reference of deserts of love is like the endlessness of love. Right?
Okay.
There is a desert or ocean. If you look at it, it appears endless. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere it's the same. There's like desert is all vast, sand everywhere, uniformity. Uh, so the higher states, that's what you feel. Uniformity of divine love everywhere and the vastness, limitlessness. That's what I feel it means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that is the way to understand it.
Oh, okay.
There is no change.
Right.
Any side you look at, there is no change.
So then we can conclude for today, and we'll meet next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Namaste.